So conference kicking off, I would imagine one of the big themes are GLP-1 drugs, especially after there's a pill coming out and also some questions about how Eli Lilly is going to launch its pill as well.
Yeah, I think the obesity space has been a major area for investors over the past, I'd say, 2 years now. Certainly, everyone knows the remarkable effectiveness of the GLP-1 drugs. We have some oral versions coming out. We saw Pfizer buy Metsera, a company last fall for about $10 billion, and I would expect that in 2026, we'll continue to be watching very closely what's happening in the obesity space.
All right. A lot of people reading about this conference are also talking about that $300 billion patent cliff that a lot of these companies are facing at the end of the decade. A lot of really well-known drugs are facing that cliff. I'm thinking Keytruda from Merck, also Eliquis from Bristol Myers Squibb. When we're looking at that patent cliff, how are companies talking about it and also preparing for it?
Well, I think patent cliffs are just part of the business. Certainly, companies come up with great innovation. They have a certain commercial lifespan, and then they lose their exclusivity. And that does provide the way for generic versions of drugs, which make it much more affordable for consumers. I do think, though, when companies are facing these patent cliffs, as we call them, they do look to try to fill in lost top-line revenue. And typically the way they do that is they look to the smaller companies, the biotech companies that are either developing drugs that are in mid-stage or even later stage, or sometimes they're acquiring commercial stage companies. So we do know we've seen the large pharmaceutical companies over the past several years trying to anticipate this. At the conference last year, one of the highest profile deals that were announced all of last year was Johnson & Johnson announcing its acquisition of a New York City neuroscience company called Intracellular Therapies. I used to cover that company. That was for $15 billion. There are rumors coming into this week's conference, which starts today, about it just hit the press or the wires a couple of hours ago. But maybe Eli Lilly is looking to buy a French biotech company, maybe for $15 billion. There are rumors that Merck may be buying an oncology company called Revolution Medicines. That could be a $30 billion deal. Again, just speculation, but this would be the week that we would hear deals like that.
Well, great. You're leading me to my next question. What about M&A? We know Pfizer's buying Metsera, trying to get in the obesity space. Are there other areas that companies are using M&A to get into that they see as potentially high growth?
Yeah, historically speaking, I think the areas of high unmet medical need where we see large pharmaceutical companies go and look for innovation typically is the oncology space. Cancer, obviously, still a major problem across the globe. But we've also seen an increase in activity in inflammatory and immune diseases. And also the neurology space. So I would consider those three areas. And of course, there will be other areas, but those tend to be the three biggest areas, just given the unmet medical need and the commercial opportunity.